Aloha and welcome to National Letter of Intent Signing Day here on the University of Hawaii campus. I'm John Veneri, ESPN 1420 color analyst, joined by head coach of the Rainbow Warrior football team, Nick Rolovich. Coach, congratulations first off. A lot of research, travel, long hours in the office to get this class settled and in and signed. So congratulations.
It is a lot of work.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
But it's enjoyable getting to know the families and all that kind of stuff.
10 players today on National Letter of Intent Signing Day. Live Aloha, Play Warrior. Do these 10 fit that vision?
They heard it, and that's how they were evaluated. You have to evaluate who they are as people, plus what they can bring you on the field. And we had some immediate needs that we really didn't anticipate when we began this class. Mm-hmm. We had to address the line of scrimmage, especially on the offensive side. I thought we did that. 4 JC guys is not something you want to really live in every year, but felt like it was a necessity this year.
5 today, 7 overall offensive linemen. I think part of your needs is clear that you went after some of those guys in the trenches. Yeah,
and we had to switch some positions to, were we thinking about another receiver, especially with which way we're talking about going with the offense. But we felt if we don't have an offensive line, we can't do anything. So very happy that we were able to secure the JC guys. And, we're not against the high school guys coming in and competing and playing either, because we think we got really talented young guys.
Let's talk real quick about the JUCO players. 5 of the 10 of this class are junior college transfers. Immediate impact? Is that what
that's
your
what they're
focus?
Brought for. In a perfect world, I think if you could redshirt them, I think you'll get more out of them. I'm not sure we're in that place on the offensive line right now, but I think the JC player can bring a hunger, can bring a kind of a desire because of what they'd had to go through to get here, and they bring some immediate leadership to this team.
You added 2 more local kids with this class on National Letter of Intent Day. That's 6 altogether. All of them are all-stars. You feeling pretty good about your local boys?
I'm feeling pretty good about Craig Stutzman, Jacob Yoro especially, because in the past couple of years we hadn't done a great job locally. And I remember those guys coming to me after last year's signing day and say this isn't happening again. And they deserve a lot of credit for their persistence, for their relationship building. It shows if you put some good effort into it and make that your emphasis, that we can get it done.
You brought up coaches. Let's keep with the coaching theme. 5 new coaches, a lot of experience. Did they add to this? Did they help with recruiting?
Oh, they help every day. They help every day with their experience with different situations, how to approach things. Really, they've helped me. If something comes up, boom, just control the controllables. Mm-hmm. Corey Batoon told me that today. It really is. It's a comforting feeling knowing the passion, the knowledge that these guys have brought in. Every one of them. Everyone from Coach Banker, Ricky Longo, Weber. These guys have been, just a couple weeks we've been together, I feel a real, pretty quickly we got settled into what our goals were. So,
you've been through 3 signing periods, traditional signing periods, and 1 early signing period. I want to know your thoughts on the early signing period.
I think it benefits us. I think instead of worrying about 17 or 18 guys that we signed in early period, we would have been a wreck. Who's coming in, who's trying to poach who. We had those guys in the boat. We can concentrate on the 10 or so that we were going at. I think the players, the recruits next year, may play it a little differently. I think you see some of the coaching changes. It makes it hard on these guys. They sign early, then maybe some of their coaches leave, or a new head coach, so I think there's going to be a lot of lessons, and I think the kids, the recruits of next year, will have a pretty good idea of how they want to play this thing.
You had the 17 from the early signing, the 10 from the traditional signing today. I want to know your thoughts on the overall class.
Very happy about the lines of scrimmage. I think we, with Manasseh, we got somebody who we can feel like can help us in the secondary with the loss of Trayvon. We're still very happy about the young guys we signed in the last two periods, or 2 years. The young DBs we got. Mm-hmm. We're excited about them coming in the spring. Felt like we needed to really get after the pass rush. With Jonah Welsh or Matafa, or who, you know, we signed Rittner, Thomas. We signed a bunch of guys we felt that could get to the passer. We felt really good about our linebacker core, not only this year but in the future, so that we kind of took a step back off of that, and you know, didn't anticipate a transfer QB. So, you know, we got one left, so we're kind of just seeing what the needs are going to be.
You had 27 overall recruits sign. Over half of that, 14 of them, were in the offensive and defensive lines. Clearly, that was a point of interest, a point of needed to make better.
Yeah. You know, you look at last year, we're playing a bunch of 3-down fronts because we don't have enough defensive tackles.
Yeah.
You know, we were still able to redshirt a couple guys and bring in a guy mid-year in Blessman that we feel like can help us. But you know, that's why Justice Tavai is such a big get right now, because he's another guy that can play inside for us. And last year's offensive line, towards the end of the season, deserves so much credit for toughing it out. Every single one of them was banged up, you know, but they gutted through, and they had a tough year. We all had a tough year, but them especially. Physically, we didn't have many more bodies we could play, so we had to address that, especially with the guys graduating.
Clearly, you're hoping some of the 27 will help make next year a better year, or this year, I should say, a better year.
That's why they're coming.
Let's tell folks at home who you think might be immediate contributors and who folks should be watching out for.
I'm interested to see who that pass rusher is going to be. You know, probably be a couple guys, but I know who people will really like in interviews. Derek Thomas is going to be a guy that when people meet him, you know, they're going to feel real comfortable and enjoy talking to him. The whole class is really good. We're going to have to figure out who our starting 5-0 linemen are, you know, whether most of them are here or some of the guys coming in the summer. There's going to be a quick learning curve for those guys. Cedric Bird, with the loss of Dylan, I think was a good mid-year pickup, just to give us some explosiveness in the slot, hopefully with John and Divine and Tristan Kamaka, these guys that can do that. And then on the outside, you know, with who else we want to talk about? I don't know. I think they all serve a purpose, and not just on the field. I think what they're going to bring to this locker room, what they're going to bring to the desire of playing Warrior football again, I think will be big.
Makes you excited?
Yeah. Excited that it's about done. Because it's a long January. It's a long, you know, because you have these relationships for a year, maybe years, and you know, one day can change everything, whether you get them or you don't.
Coach, thanks. Appreciate it. Exciting. 27 exciting players coming on in to join the Ohana.
There you go.
And don't forget, 206 days till kickoff versus Navy.
Here he comes.
For Coach Nick Rolovich, I'm John Veneri. Aloha.